Hello, my name is Danielita Haskey, and this is my interpersonal communication project for Human Services 508 with Liberty University. Next slide, please. Thank you for joining me in my journey to better communication. We will first start off by defining communication, interpersonal communication, and enlarging the conversation, and work our way onto identifying my overarching goal. I will also give a description of my background and behavioral blend, which will include positive and negative influences that are potential barriers and solutions to overcoming my problem associated with communication. I will also identify noise pollution, internal and external, and finally, I will discuss my plan of action in achieving my overarching goal. Next slide, please. The first question we have to ask ourselves is, what is communication? According to John Stewart, communication is the continuous, complex, collaborative process of verbal and nonverbal meaning making, while James Peterson defines communication as sharing information and connecting with others. Next slide, please. Interpersonal communication is the process of communication that occurs when the people involved talk and listen in ways that maximize the presence of the personal. Next slide, please. Enlarging the conversation, to my understanding, is making the most out of a conversation by talking and listening effectively. Each individual should be able to walk away from the conversation fulfilled, knowing that they were understood, acknowledged, and heard, which leads me to my overarching goal. Next slide, please. My overarching goal is to become a level 1 listener. Right now, I have tendencies to judge people when they talk without seeing their point of view. I'm also easily distracted and lose concentration when the talker is speaking, which I will cover more during my potential barriers discussion. Next slide, please. So to better understand who I am and ways of reaching my goal, I feel that it's important to know that I am a Native American and only child who is independent and a hard worker. On the positive side, I am smart, outgoing, and have much family support. On the negative side, I am stereotyped for being Native American and a female. While also being a female has its limits, every day we hear society say what we can and cannot do. This type of questioning makes me upset, which would constitute why I am easily tempered. Next slide, please. According to Dr. Miles Carbonell, there are 4 dispersonal types that all fit into a model called the 4 temperament model of human behavior. Next slide, please. My behavioral blend on what is expected of me is SI. Under the SI category, I am expected to be expressive, entertaining, not to say that I am a boring person, but more task-oriented, as I really need to stop being a perfectionist and understand that the world is not perfect. My behavioral blend on This Is Me is CIS. Under these categories, I am a sweet, caring, thoughtful person who is sensitive but talkative. I'm a person that can talk your ear off once I get to know you very well. Next slide, please. My potential barriers in becoming a level 1 listener is that I judge the talker rather than sitting back and listening to what the speaker has to say. I begin to form my argument in case I am questioned on my thoughts. Since I'm a personal person who does not like to share intimate details about myself, I have a tough time making new friends. Next slide, please. Some potential solutions to overcoming these barriers is to learn to sympathize with the talker by putting myself in the talker's shoes. To avoid distractions, it would be beneficial for me to find an area with less distractions, such as an enclosed room. Taking notes and expressing my thoughts to the speaker would help to close the gap of figuring out what it is that I want to say next. Showing my emotions and look interested while surely making the talker feel comfortable would be also a beneficial task that I could do. Next slide, please. Speaking of distractions, noise pollution internally and externally is a problem. So you may ask yourself, what is noise pollution? Noise pollution is things people do internally and externally to build barriers that prevent them from listening effectively. Next slide, please. Internal noise could be fatigue, hearing only what you want to hear, faking your attention. Solutions to these problems would be listening with patience, expressing interest, focusing attention only on the talker, and always being positive. Next slide, please. Examples of external noise is loud traffic noise, room temperature, clocks ticking, phones ringing. These solutions to these problems could be finding a quiet place with less windows and no clocks, turning off all electronic devices, and keeping temperature at a comfortable level. Next slide, please. My plan of action to reach my overarching goal is to avoid the 6 all-time communication traps, which are ritual listening, Perry Mason's why questions, not questions, and the famous I understand, and the yes but response question. According to the plan of actions that I have just discussed I would say the one that I use most often is the I understand. I need to learn how to acknowledge the talker by using my body language, tone, and words to make them feel comfortable. And I also need to repeat accurately what the talker has said to me. That would show that I have interest in what they have to say. I also need to learn to paraphrase what the talker has expressed for clarification. I also need to find time for the talker because as a full-time student and as a full-time employee, I at times do not have time for what I should be doing, which is being a good friend and a good listener. I also need to learn how to focus all of my attention on the talker. Next slide, please. In conclusion, the Bible states, "Know this, my beloved brothers. Let every person be quick to hear, slow to speak, and slow to argue." James 1:19, which I believe is a good lesson and teaching goal. To become an effective listener is to continue my faith in God, that He will lead me down the path of righteousness and forgiveness. Thank you for joining me on my journey to better communication. May God be with you and have a wonderful day. Thank you again.